After the fierce fight between Garou and Saitama in the past, Garou requests Saitama to stop the past Garou from doing all evil deeds, and teaches him his most powerful ultimate technique to travel back in time. Saitama returns to the past, where Garou finally attains God's power. He instantly strikes a powerful punch to Garou's face, which blows him away. However, the strike was so strong that it caused Garou to lose all his powers, terminating the fight before it even started. And for Saitama, when he was flying away, he merges with the present Saitama, causing him to hold Genos' core and destroy most of his costume. Garou cannot understand what happened because a punch with enough power to put even that baldy, Saitama, to shame came out of nowhere before Garou could sense anything. However, Garou is still shocked by what happened, but the heroes do not miss the opportunity and surround him, because now it's their turn to beat him as he did to them. On the other hand, Saitama shows Genos his core, saying when he came here, he was unknowingly holding this core. He also wonders if it is very unusual that even the crotch of his pants has blown out. Watching the core, Genos thinks that the core has a strong resemblance to his original core, because he does not know at the time that he and all other heroes would be dead if Saitama did not come from the future to punch Garou. Genos tries to attach the core to his sub-connector and attempts to activate it. And when it activates, Genos sees through all the memories residing in the core that cross time and space with Saitama. Like when all heroes were dead, the fierce fight between Saitama and Garou in space, and when Saitama blows half of Jupiter with only his sneeze. While watching all these memories, Genos cannot understand the situation, but starts feeling lightheaded. Genos is sure that the core belongs to him, and there are no doubts about it, but he cannot remember the memories and thinks that it may be a future that could have happened. So, under the given circumstances, Genos has no choice but to consider his memories are real. However, Saitama does not remember anything. Genos tells him that the memories inside the core reveal that both Saitama and the core came from the future. But when Saitama cannot understand Genos' words, he tries to explain to him, saying that it's merely a hypothesis based on the so-called parallel world or multiverse theory. Still, he suspects the core came from one of the countless parallel worlds that diverged due to Saitama's actions. However, Genos does not know at what point this divergence occurs, whether it's when the observer decides or when the observer takes action. Regardless, Saitama came from the future, separated from his original self, and merged with the Saitama of this timeline upon completion of the movement. Genos is so obsessed with his master that he believes there's no way Garou could have outplayed him. No matter how many parallel worlds exist, Genos is correct because the events surrounding the core have made it clear that even the worst outcome had occurred. With his death and all the other heroes, Saitama would have transcended time and space to save them all. Genos tries to explain more. However, Saitama isn't listening and lets Genos know he is happy to see him safe. Although Saitama does not remember anything, Genos believes Saitama is letting the other heroes take credit as a humble gesture. Genos feels proud of his master as Saitama was able to leap through even time and space to save the world, and only Genos is aware of Saitama's efforts. Genos smiles and thinks it's his job as a disciple to tell the people about their savior. Genos thanks Saitama because Genos believes that Saitama is a true hero who saves everyone just in time. However, Saitama is confused as he thinks he's usually late, but Genos disagrees. Meanwhile, an unconscious Terio wakes up to a voice telling him to stand up. He looks up and sees Garou's shadow fading, disintegrating. Terio gets up and runs towards the disappearing Garou, only to watch Garou disappear. Terio, confused, thinks to himself that it must be a dream. Voices in the distance snap Terio out of his confusion, and he heads toward the voices. Meanwhile, a group of heroes beats up Garou, saying it is their turn to hunt the hero hunter. Garou wonders if it's all over because he could not understand a single thing that had happened when he lost his divine powers from a mysterious knockout punch. But Garou accepts his fate without resistance because his future self sets it up. However, when the heroes beat Garou, Metal Bat tries to stop them from beating an injured man. All the heroes become mad at Metal Bat, asking him why he supports Garou after he went wild earlier. Sweet Mask tells him that the decision to execute him is unanimous. Suddenly, Saitama arrives and asks them who defeated Garou. Is it a blast or something? Flashy Flash tells them that a naked man appeared out of nowhere and defeated Garou with one punch, noting the speed was like blast. The heroes return to beating Garou. Genos tells Saitama that only he has the right to deal with Garou, but Saitama refuses, saying he does not know how to deal with the things like this. and it seems like Garou is letting them hit him. Suddenly, Zombie Man stops everyone and asks Garou if there is no way a human could gain that much power through monsterization, then how he was able to gain powers. Did God or something like that use him as a crystal? However, Garou refuses everything, acknowledging that he was behind everything that happened, and tells them to hurry up and kill him. He does not want to live anymore. When Sweet Mask is about to beat him, Terrio suddenly arrives and catches Sweet Mask's leg, saying they are all mean. Garou is his real hero because he has saved him many times. King, standing there, realizes that Garou is the person he told King not to hurt. The heroes standing there say that Garou must die for the damage he caused. Suddenly, King arrives and shows his maximum power expression, which scares the heroes there, including Sweet Mask. Silver Fang shows up and tells Garou that he must repay for the damage and harm he has caused to the people. Garou says they are going to regret leaving him alive, but Saitama does not care about it because he saved Genos and King before. Garou smiles, says they make him sick, and suddenly runs away before anyone can see him. But Saitama knows where he is gone. Genos is afraid Garou will repeat his mistake, but Saitama says he will be fine. Suddenly, Metal Knight appears and tells all the heroes that there was a nuclear blast in his ship, and all the heroes must be suffering from acute radiation poisoning. Everyone must visit his lab for mandatory testing. Meanwhile, Saitama must take Genos to Dr. Kuseno to fix his arms and legs so they can look for what's left of their apartment in the tide pool. And that's how the chapter ends.